But I'm of the firm belief that if you in any way capacity lead a person, manage a person or a staff or anything like that, that you are a leader. Anybody believe that? Yeah. I won't make you talk too much if you're eating, so I get it. But here's the deal. I firmly believe that there is something that draws you to lead people and companies. There's something in you that just draws you in. And that is something worthy of being honored, in my opinion, because we need those kind of changes and that kind of help in our world today, in our professions and outside of that. Would you agree? Yeah. And beyond that, I want you to know that I'm recognizing you guys right now because your work is not easy. It's like he said, dogs are easier, right? Sometimes there's a lot of, well, it feels like there's a lot of stuff, baggage that gets in the way of people being at their very best, performing at their very best, understanding things and so on. And that's just a fact of life. And we're going to talk about those things today so that you guys can understand what they are and recognize them in the people that you're leading and then be able to help them break through it. Would that be all right? Good. All right. So I just want you to know that your guys' job, I recognize that it's not easy, but I'm glad you're out there in the trenches and I'm there with you. Fair enough? All right, so what the heck is coaching anyway? We've all heard it. It's becoming a lot more popular. As a matter of fact, statistics showed us that in 2017, that was the year that the coaching industry was supposed to blow up. More and more companies are actually bringing on people to do coaching inside of their companies, part of their employee engagement programs and the like, and you guys probably know some of this kind of stuff. But even the coaching industry as a whole, meaning individuals like myself, where I run a coaching and training company, is growing in its different capacities as well. And there's lots of different ways to be able to do this. So here's how I'd like to define coaching for you guys so you can have a better understanding of what you're approaching when you're working with people. Coach's job is to help the client or employee to reach goals, visions, and dreams, both personally and positionally. And I want to talk with you a little bit about what that means personally and positionally. You guys didn't need me to tell you the first part, right? We got a job to do. People got a job to do. We need to help them be able to do that. So personally means people usually will only take effective action. I put that word effective in on purpose. People usually only take effective action when they see value in it for themselves. How many of you guys agree with what I'm saying? I'll have you raise your hands instead of, show me your food. I'm kidding. Now, let me give you an example. I have 4 kids, right? Ages almost 17 to 10. And when I say, hey guys, I need you to go in there and make your bed. Why? Because I will, but why, Dad? I'm just going to sleep in it again tonight anyway. Why should I do that? Because it's like in a few hours I'm just going to sleep in it. And what if I want to take a nap in it? The list, right? The list comes out. And until they can see the value for themselves, either A, Dad's going to let me go play later on, right? Doesn't remove some of those privileges in life. Or B, to see the value and just be able to have what it does mentally to a person to have a clean space. Right, those kinds of things. They have a hard time being able to engage in something like that unless they see some value in it. And that's not just kids, that's us as adults in any way, shape, or form. Chances are, if you've ever known anybody to leave a job, it was because they stopped seeing the value in it for themselves. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It could have been that the company or corporation maybe wasn't doing the best job they could do with being able to make their employees successful and happy at their job. But it could also have been that that person had grown to such a level with such a great company that they were ready for their next adventure in life, right? Their next way to be able to go affect the world. And so I think that's very powerful. Let's talk about what this looks like positionally. You see, when people see value in it for themselves, any effective action they take must be in relation to the role that they play. How many of you guys agree with what I'm talking about here? You see, whether they're an employee, a leader, an owner, or whatever it is, there's goals and visions and dreams. And there's the individual's goals, visions, and dreams, and then there's the company's goals, visions, and dreams. And how many of you guys understand the extreme importance of making sure that a company and a person's values align? So this isn't on the screen here, but I'm going to tell you guys something that's absolutely fascinating about the human person. I'm going to tell you the 2 top things that affect and drive the direction of any person's life and or career is their identity, which is anything they say after I am, I have, or I do. Our identity, mostly I am, okay? The second most effectual thing in what drives a person's life and career is their personal values. And I'm not talking about wants. I'm not talking about preferences. I'm talking about the values. This is the kind of stuff that's like, if I do this job, it's going to go against maybe my own personal beliefs or something like that. Those values are so ingrained in a person that it's extremely difficult for them to change, and it can prevent people from taking action. Even though they need the job, and maybe they took the job and they get on the job and they're working under you, but for some reason they're not performing well or performing at all, there could be a values conflict there. And so what I want to tell you guys, and we'll get to it a little bit later on, is that coaching is leadership. When you've got people in positions, when you've got individuals who are trying to figure out, you're trying to help them figure out what's going on and where they're going and so on and so forth, it's a leadership role. That's just what this is, period.